अनाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome to the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu Southern Division, Components of Rasa, Vyabhicari Bhav. We began this discussion on Vyabhicari Bhav many weeks back. And just to recap, Rupa Goswami, first of all, defines what is Vyabhicari Bhav. And we saw that from Jaiva Dharma first. And then we saw that from also the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. The Jaiva Dharma gives a nice insight. And then he goes into the 33 Vyabhichari Bhavs and the examples for these 33 Vyabhichari Bhavs from different causes. So that is what we have been now up till now looking into. And we have completed, I think, the discussion of Vyabhichari Bhavs up till, I think, I have noted down. It is up till 28. Up till 28 we have finished. No, 28 is what we have to discuss. 28 is what we have to discuss. Till here we have completed. So we, in the last class, discussed some of the Vyabhichari Bhavas, that is Dhriti. We discussed Dhriti, and then we discussed Harsha, happiness of the heart, arising from seeing or attaining one's desired object is called Harsha. In this state, standing of hair, perspiration, tears, glowing face, confusion, insanity, indecision, fainting, all this occur. Then for each of this, joy in seeing one's desired object, from attaining one's desired object, then we came to Autsukyam. Autsukyam is, we saw Autsukyam is like impatience, inability to tolerate the passing of time, arising from the desire to see or attain a desired object. And in that, what happens? Drying of mouth, haste, pondering, prominence of breathing. And we saw impatience from the desire to see one's cherished object. And then Stavamala example, that's eagerness. And we discussed how we should have that utkanta, utkanta, that when I will go and hear the Bhagavatam class, when I will go and have the darshan of the deities, when I will get up early in the morning and with enthusiasm chant the holy names. So this is what can sustain our Krishna consciousness. So we saw that eagerness, and then we are going to today discuss 28. We have seen also 27, orgyam, that is, ugrata, because of aparadh and because of, arising from harsh words spoken against Krishna. And then because another example of Baldev, we have discussed this violence. I'm sure everyone remembers now we have discussed this violence. Everyone agree. Now there are only 5 Vyabhicari bhavs, which we will discuss, and then further the whole science will be more in detail discussed about the Vyabhicari bhav. So please stay tuned discussion. These are mostly examples of Vyabhicari bhav arising from different emotions. For various examples were given. Now, amarsha, ata amarsha. Let us see this. Intolerance, sahishnata, arising from contempt, adhikshepapa, or insult or other amanadhe causes is called amarsha. Indignation. Syad amarsha. Anger arising because of offense, because of disrespect. In this state, perspiration, tatra sweda, shaking of the head, shikarakampo, change of color, vaivarnatvam, pondering, vichintanam, looking for methods, upayan veshana, shouting, akrosha, turning away, vaimukkato, and beating occur, ada, adana, daya. Okay, let's see now. Tatra adik shepat, yata vidagmadave. Indignation arising from contempt. Yata from Vidagmata. Now I'll just read the translation. Jatila said to Krishna, see, Pasha, my new son, Navodha, auspicious bride, Kalyani Vadu, endowed with all sweetness of the earth, Nirdhautanam, Akhila Dharani Madurinam, Dhurinam, is sitting by my side. Me Nivasati Parshve. Radharani is the daughter-in-law of Jatila. That's the pastime, because that increases the rasa in the Madhuri ras, especially which is called as Parakiya Bhav, unwedded love. In the wedded pastime, she is wedded to Abhimanyu. Oh, unsteady boy, Chatula Natayan, you cannot disturb me. Na kulatvam kutomi, though you wander fearlessly. Nishankastvam brahmasi bhavata, through vajam moving your eyebrows. Antargoshre atra netra tribhangam. So this is from the Vidagmadava classic work of Rupa Goswami. Rup Goswami has written works called as the Upadeshamrit. Then there is the Bhakti of Rasamrit Sindhu. And then there are works like the plays, dramas, called two dramas, which is Vidagd Madhava and Lalita Madhava. Now, I would like to mention about Rup Goswami's work, because Rup Goswami is our Rasik Acharya. And to enter into the science of the emotions of the soul, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, emotions, the spiritual emotions. The first book is Updeshamrit. Updeshamrit explains the essence of emotions towards Krishna. It is a fundamental book. So one should repeatedly, year after year, study control the urges, make advancement, attain namras, and be situated in Raganuga sadhana. At least practice Vaidhi sadhana very nicely. Then the science of emotions is given in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. And one should study the science of emotion, which we are studying now. But what are these works, Vidag Madhava and Lalit Madhava? These are emotions in actions. This is actually entering or diving into the characters and experiencing what they are going through the emotions and feeling those same emotions. So that's how Bhakti Rupa Goswami systematically takes us through these three books. And among them, for us, most important is Updeshamrit and Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. We should repeatedly study them. That's my point. Haughtiness resulting in dishonorable words. In the Vidag Madhava, Prabhupada is saying this in the Nectar of Devotion. Jatila, the mother-in-law of Radharani, began to criticize in this way, Krishna in this way. Krishna, you are standing here, and Radharani, who has just been married to my son, is also standing here. Now, I know both of you very well. So, why I should not be very anxious to protect my daughter-in-law from your dancing eyebrows? This is the instance of dishonorable words used to indirectly criticize Krishna. Apamanad yatha padmukte. That is from the Padma Puran. Indignation arising from disrespect, in the words of Padma. O thief of the Kadamba forest, Kadamba vana taskara, quickly come here, drutam apeyi, and do not use clever words, kim chatubir. There is no greater disrespect. Paribhavo na natah para tvaya. For a person like me, jane bhavati madvidhe, then directly to spoil excellent Chandravali. Sadasi Hanta Chandravali in the assembly of gopis, Vrajam Brigi Risham, by uttering the unsuitable name of Radha. Varapi yad ayogaya sputam adushi ta rakhyaya. So ta rakhaya refers to the name of Radha. Ta rakhaya means the name of Radha. There is ta rakhaya. I don't know how from the Sanskrit etymology this means Radharani. Okay, Prabhupada, haughtiness resulting in dishonorable words. Similarly, some of the gopis once began to address Krishna with these dishonorable words. My dear Krishna, you are a first-class thief, so please leave this place immediately. We know you love Chandramali more than us, but there is no use in praising her in our presence. Kindly do not contaminate the name of Radharani in this place. So this all happens again in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in the spiritual world. Uh, in what context this whole pastime, these words are spoken, even I am not aware. But this is the context. This is another instance of dishonorable words cast upon Krishna in ecstatic love. Please remember only that this is out of ecstatic love. Adi Shabdat Vachanad Api Yata Shitashame. Indignation arising from being cheated, indicated by the word Adi. Adi is, that is from the 10th canto. Dear Achut, you know very well why we have come here. Gati with us. Oh, this is from the, Gopi Gita. Pati Sutanvaya Bhraturbandavan Ati Vilangate Antyachutagata Gati Vidastavod Mohita Kitavayoshita Kastya Jannishi. Dear Achut, you know very well why we have come here. Gati Vidas, who, Kas, but a cheater like you, Kitava, would abandon Tajan, young woman Yoshita, who come to see him, Agata, in the middle of the night, Nishi, enchanted by the loud song of his flute, Tavod Gita Mohita, just to see you, Te Antya, we have completely rejected Ati Villanga, our husbands, Pati, children, Suta, ancestors, Anvaya, brothers, Bratra, and other relatives, Bandhavan. So this is the Gopi Geet, very famous. So here, anger of being cheated. Krishna is cheating them. They have come to dance with Krishna, and Krishna is telling, "Oh, you're all married ladies, and you should not come in the dead of the night and see a young boy like me." So being cheated, anger is rising in them, and then they are speaking these haughtiness, resulting in dishonorable words. There is another instance in the 10th canto, 31st chapter, verse 16 of Srimad Bhagavatam. When all the gopis came out of their homes to meet Krishna in Vrindavan forest, Krishna refused to accept them and asked them to go home, giving them some moral instructions. At that time, the gopis spoke as follows: Dear Krishna, this is extreme distress in being out of your presence, and there is extreme happiness simply in seeing you. Therefore, we have all left our husbands, relatives, brothers, and friends and have simply come to you, being captivated by the sound of your transcendental flute. O infallible one, you had better known the reason for our coming here. In plain words, we are here simply because we have been captivated by the sweet sound of your flute. We are all beautiful girls, and you're so foolish that you're rejecting our association? We do not know anything other than yourself. Who would miss this opportunity to associate with young girls in the dead of the night? This is another instance of indirect insults used against Krishna in ecstatic love. Okay, so that finishes the discussion on the 28th Vyabhicari Bhav, Amarsha. Any questions you have on this Amarsha? Clarifications about Amarsha? Anyone has any clarifications to say about this? Okay, so then we'll go to the next one. Now the 29th one. We have 33, Asuya. That is envy, actually, hatred, dvesh. Dvesha parodeha suanya saubhagya gunadibhi तत्रेर्षणादराक्षेपा दोषारोपो गुणेष्वपि अप्रवृत्तिस्थिरो वीक्षा भ्रुवोर्भङ्गोर्तदादय. Hatred, dvesha arising from others' increase of good fortune or qualities. Parodaya anya saubhagya gunadivi is called asuya. Envy or fault finding. Envy is also fault finding, please remember. In this state, tatra, malice, irsha, disrespect another, insult, apekshpa, fault finding, dosha, desharopa, speaking ill of others, guneshapi, casting evil glances, apravritasthiro viksha, and moving the eyebrows, akor, bruvor, bhangurtadaya. So please study this very carefully because the reason we are here in the material world is because we have envy. And this envy is uh, the one greatest obstacle in progress in Krishna consciousness. That when we see others who are superior to us, who have got more mercy, who have advanced more in Krishna consciousness, instead of becoming happy, we become envious. And when we become envious, there is malice, disrespect, insult, fault finding, speaking ill of others, casting evil glances, and moving of the eyebrows. So, all these, if you are experiencing these states, then you can understand that envy is there in the heart. And Lord Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita, this is that one qualification Arjuna had, and that's why he is able to receive the transcendental knowledge. So Krishna says, Idam te guyatamam pravakshami anusuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yagyatva mokshashe ashvat. So anusuyave. Suya means, as I mentioned, non-envious. Anasuyave. Here it is asue. Ana is, it's just a prefix here. So this was Arjuna's college for Guhyatamam, the most confidential knowledge. And if we are free from this one quality, then all the knowledge of pure love for Krishna will arise in the heart, transcendental knowledge. So this is one thing which the sadhaka has to overcome. And that's why go and see the symptoms, and from the symptoms understand whether there is envy. And that will help us to first at least detect it and then work on it. So let us see now more on this for each of these examples. Tatra anya saubhagena yatha padyavalam. Now all this envy in Krish Leela is out of love. But here it is in the material world is not out of love. It is out of envy only. Do not be proud, ma garvam. Now that you attain the glory, udvaha chakasti of the new Manjari, Nava Manjariti, marked with the hand of Krishna. Krishna swahasta likita on your forehead, kapolatale. Can no one else be the recipient of that mark? Anyapi kim na saki bhajanam idrisham. Others would also have this good fortune if our envious enemy's hand did not shake. Vairi na ched bhavati veputhur antaraya. Now, again, in what context this Padyavali is there, I don't know. Let us see what Prabhupada has to say. Anyway, in the Padyavali, one of the friends of Radharani once addressed her thus. So, friends of Radharani are addressing Radharani. My dear friend, please do not be too puffed up because Krishna has decorated your forehead with his own hand. It may be that Krishna is yet attracted by some other beautiful girl. I see that the decoration on your forehead is very nicely made, and so it appears that Krishna was not too disturbed in painting it. Otherwise, he could not have painted such exact lines. So he was not disturbed with Radharani. Otherwise, his hands would shake and he could not prepare the exact. This is an instance of envy caused by Radharani's good fortune. Now, in the spiritual world, uh, this kind of envying is to increase rasa. But in the material world, this not only doesn't increase any rasa, but it breaks the rasa and it becomes the cause of, destruction in the form of when you're envious of someone, you want to kill him, you want to destroy him, you hate him. So all these emotions are negative emotions which bind us. These emotions bind us in the material world. And envy or pride. How you come to know that you are you have pride when you're envious. Now, interestingly, in the Ras Leela, when Krishna was dancing with millions of gopis, and Krishna had expanded himself with each of the gopis, and in the center were Radha and Krishna. So Krishna left the Ras Leela arena. So what does the Bhagavatam say? Why did Krishna leave the Ras Leela arena? And he even left Radharani and went. What is the reason? Anyone knows? Raise your hands. Let's try to hear. What is the reason? Anyone knows? Raise your hands. Any thoughts on that? No reasons. Anyone? We have not heard about these pastimes that Krishna left the Rasastali. Yes, Shubh Ekshana Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
One
Krishna
second.
Prabhu.
Yeah, unable to hear you. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, what I understand may not be correct, but because they got some pride within themselves that yes, Krishna is with us.
Who got pride, first of all?
All the gopis with whom Krishna were dancing.
But he left Radharani also, right?
That I don't know.
Okay, somebody has answered. Radharani had grown proud, got pride. So even he left Radharani. Okay. Any other thoughts I would like to hear? Any other thoughts anyone else has? Kindly share your thoughts here. Anyone else? Please feel free to answer. What is the reason? Anyone else? Bir Krishna Prabhuji? Are you there? Riya Mataji, what are your thoughts? Are you there? Sri Lalita Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I have not heard of this. I don't know, Prabhuji.
Huh. Anyone else? I would like to hear. So, in the verses of where Sukdev Goswami is explaining this pastime, the Bhagavatam is very deep and embedded. And the superficial reading, also it is mentioned externally, it's that, Radharani became proud that Krishna is alone with me, whereas he has expanded with all other gopis. So Krishna left the arena. But even the other gopis were also feeling proud. But the deeper reason why Krishna left the Ras Leela Stali is mentioned by Jiva Goswami in the Gopal Champu. So in the Gopal Champu, it is mentioned that the gopis exhibited pride. Actually, Krishna left the Rastali along with Radharani. Later on, he left Radharani also. That is a different story. But he left along with Radharani. The gopis became proud. That's true. That's what exactly. Who said that? Yeah, Shubha Ikshan Krishna. It is the first instance where Krishna left along with Radharani and the gopis were searching and they came to know that who is this special, gopi for which he has abandoned all us. So they manifested pride in the heart to extol the glories of Radharani. To extol the glories of Radharani. So that is the deeper reason, So that's what I was wanted to make this point that there the pride and the envy increases rasa, but here it completely destroys the rasa in the relationships. That's the point. Okay, so that's regarding envy. Okay, so the point is that the gopis became. Devotee asked me to explain it once again. The gopis who were dancing with Krishna, that Krishna is us, he's there with us, individually. So they became a little proud. So Krishna left the last ali along with Radharani, and the gopis started searching, and they were speaking about the good fortune of Srimati Radharani because they also wanted to extol the glories of Radharani, how special gopi she is. That Krishna only took Radharani away and left the Rasila Sani. So that is what the gopis wanted. So they exhibited this pride in order to show the glories of Srimati Radharani. That's the point. That's the point we wanted to state. Yata va Shri Dashami. These are Muni footprints of that Padaniyat special gopi. Oh, I did not know that. Huh? Tasya greatly Uche disturbers no Shobham Kurvanti. Of all the gopis, Gopina, she alone was taken away to a secluded place. Yaika Parit Raho. Raho means secluded place where she is enjoying the lips of Krishna. Bhunkte Achut Adharam. तस्यामुनीना शुभम कुर्वन्तुच्चे पदानि यत् यैकापरतः गोपीनां रहो भुङ्क्ते अच्युतादरम्. So, the gopis are seeing the footprints of both Radharani and Krishna. Who is this special gopi? And of among all the gopis, Krishna has taken her to the secluded place. So this the gopis enacted this pastime, the other gopis, to bring forth and extol the glories of Srimati Radharani, because Srimati Radharani is the principal gopi. She's the supermost among all the gopis. And all the gopis are in fact expansion of Srimati Radharani's body. In the 10th canto, 30th chapter, verse 30 of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a following statement. When the gopis were searching for Krishna and Radha after the Rasa dance, they thus began to speak among themselves. We have seen the footprints of Krishna and Radha on the ground of Vrindavan, and they are giving us great pain. Because although Krishna is everything to us, that girl is so cunning that she has taken him away alone and is enjoying his kissing without sharing him with us. So this looks like out of envy, but it is manifestation of love. This is another instance of envy of the good fortune of Srimati Radharani, Saubhagya, Gunenayata. Envy arising from the increase of good qualities, Gunenayata. Balram's team, Balapakshas, thinks itself strong, Balishta Chet, and able to defeat Parajayam Praptan. Our team with Krishna on our side, Swayam Krishna Pakshan Vijatya Na. But is there anywhere weaker than Balram's team? Durbala ke tatah in this world? Shito means this world. Envy. Sometimes when the cowherd boys used to play in the forest of Vrindavan, Krishna would play on one side and Balram would play on another. There would be competition and mock fighting between the two parties, and when Krishna's party was defeated by Balram, the boys would say, if Balram party remains victorious, then who in the world can be weaker than ourselves? This is another instance of envy in ecstatic love. Please remember this statement, envy in ecstatic love. Now the 30th one, Chapalayan. Insolence means inconsiderateness of the heart, Chitta Lagavam, arising from attraction or repulsion. Raga Dveshadibis. In this state, Tatra, lack of judgment, avichara, rough words, parusha, and careless actions occur. Swachanda charanadaya. Tatra ragena yatashirasmi. Chapalya. Chapalya is, restlessness, you can say also. Insolence. Let's see what is the English meaning also given for this. Chapalya. A trait of being rude and impertinent, inclined to take liberties, an offensive, disrespectful, impudent act. Impudence, insolence, impudence. It is basically impudence. Chapalam. Chapalya arising from attachment. Tatra ragena yatashinu. O unconquerable Ajita, tomorrow, Swabhavini, when my marriage ceremony is about to begin, Udvahane, you, Twam, should arrive unseen, Gupta, Sametya, in Vidarbhan, and surround yourself, Parita, with the leaders of your army, Pratana Patibhi, then crush Nirmatya, the forces of Chaitya and Magendrana, Chaida Magadasya Balam Prasaya, and marry me, Udvahamam, in a Rakshasa style, Rakshashena Vi Dina, winning me with your valor, Veer Shulkam. So this is the prayers of Rukmini. This is, you know, for her showing, she's showing her attachment in this, In the impudence, Prabhupada saying impudence. uh, In the 10th canto, 52nd chapter, verse 41 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Rukmini addresses a letter to Krishna as follows. My dear unconquerable Krishna, my marriage day is fixed for tomorrow. I request that you come to the city of Vidarbha without advertising yourself. Then have your soldiers and commanders suddenly surround and defeat all the strength of the king and Magad, and thus by adopting the methods of demons, please kidnap and marry me. According to the Vedic system, there are 8 kinds of marriage, one of which is called as the Rakshasa Vivaha. Rakshasa Vivaha refers to kidnapping a girl and marrying her by force. How dare you touch me, impudence. So like that, but you do that. That's what Rukmini is saying. This is considered to be a demonic method, Rakshasa Vivaha. When Rukmini was going to be married to Shishupal by the choice of her elder brother, she wrote the above letter to Krishna requesting him to kidnap her. This is a state of impudence in ecstatic love for Krishna. Dveshana, chapalya arising from hatred. May the flute Vamsi, which loses, Ya Brahmshayati, the cords tying the clothing of the beautiful woman. Gurur api puro nivim subruvam, enter the ocean, Sindhum vindatu vahita, on the waves of Yamuna. Purena Kalindya. One of the gopis said, may Krishna's sweet flute be washed away by the waves of the Yamuna and let it fall into the ocean. Krishna's flute should be washed by the Yamuna and should go to the ocean. The sweet sound of that flute is so impudent that it makes us lose all composure before our superiors. Okay, Ata Nidra. Now the next one is 31st is Nidra. Chintalasya nisarga klamaadibischit milanam nidra tatranga bhanga jrimba jhad swashak swashak swarak swashakshi milananisyu. Suspension of external awareness, chitta malinam, arising from pondering, chinta, lack of energy, alasya. When you become, when you go to tamagun alas, you go to sleep, no? There is suspension of external awareness. Natural tendency, nisarga, fatigue, klamadivi, when you become tired, you go to sleep, then there is suspension of the external awareness. Is called nidra, sleep. The sleep is a Vyabhicari bhav. Unimaginable, right? It's inconceivable. Sleep is a very... In this state, tatra, rubbing of the limbs, angabhanga, yawning, drimba, inaction, jade, heavy breathing, shwasa. People breathe heavily when sleeping. And closing of the eyes occur. Akshi milanani sya. Tatra chintaya yatha. Nidra arising from worry. When the sun turned red at sunset, lohita yati martande. Martande. And she did not hear the sound of the flute. Venu dhvanim ashruvati. Yashoda entered a state of nidra. Nidrado nanda gehini. Being afflicted by excessive pondering the situation. Chintaya akranta hridaya. So Krishna, Yashoda, with the setting of the sun and the Godhuli, she's expecting Krishna to come. And Krishna did not come. So when you ponder a lot, when you think a lot, you get exhausted thinking, and you go to sleep. Sometimes people go through a lot of tension, and they don't get sleep also. But sometimes, as I said, to finish this anxiety, I'll go forever sleep. I'll kill myself. That's because of too much anxiety, too much stress. People commit suicide. That's also kind of nidra they want to go and. So here, this is in rasa. This is happening in Krishna rasa. So this is not the nidra which is because of tamagun, but it is in Krishna rasa. Every evening at sunset, Krishna used to return from the pasturing ground where he herded cows. Sometimes when Mother Yashoda could not hear the sweet vibration of his flute, she would become very anxious. And because of that, she would feel dizzy. Thus, dizziness caused by anxiety and ecstatic love for Krishna is also possible. It's also possible. Alasena yata. Nidra arising from lack. When Yashoda tied up Damodarasya bandhanam karmabir, she was unable to move her body. Ati ni sahang latikeyam. She became dizzy. Dhara vighurnitottamanga. Rubbing her limbs, Kritanga Bhanga, she entered a state of Nidra, Vrajeshwari Spuranti. So she was tired, of tying Krishna because the pastime is where she was one after another getting all the ropes from all her house, from the neighboring house. And after this activity, she could not move her body. She became dizzy, started rubbing her limbs and entered into state of Nidra. When Yashoda had tied Krishna up one time, she began to think, Krishna's body is so doff and delicate. How could I have tied him with a rope? Thinking this, her brain became puzzled and she felt dizziness. Nisargena yata. Nidra arising from natural urge. This is there in us also in the material world. All these, we have perverted experiences that we should remember. O killer of Agahara, look, Pasha, having extinguished all fears, Veera Proshita Shesha Chinta, by thinking of your exploits, Tava Sherate, the cowherd men, Gopa, have given up locking their doors. Parihritya Graha Vastu Dwara Bandhananubadhyaha, and sleep at night in the yards of their houses. Nija Nijam Iha Ratro Pranganam Shobhayanta, without moving their limbs. Sukham avichalad anga. Dizziness, Prabhupada is speaking. The gopis were advised by their superiors to bolt the doors at night. But they were so carefree that they did not carry out this order very rigidly. Sometimes by thinking of Krishna, they became so confident of being out of all danger that they would lie down at night in the courtyard of their houses. This is an instance of dizziness in ecstatic love due to natural affection for Krishna. Klamena yata, Nidra rising from fatigue. Vishaka, tinged with the colors from Krishna's cosmetic, Sankranta Dhatu Chitra Surante Sa Nitanta Tanta Adya, tired after enjoyment, Nishiptangi is sleeping on the chest of Krishna. Vakshasi Hare Yayo Nidram. So, this is also from one pastime. Now, next, Rup Goswami is explaining. Yuktasya spurti matrena nirvisheshena kenachit rin milinat puro vastha nidra bhakteshu katayate. The state just previous to extinction of consciousness, rit milinat pura avastha. Avastha means state, in which there is appearance of Krishna, yuktasya spurti matrena, without particular pastimes. Nirvisheshena kenachit is called nidra for the devotees. Nidra bhakteshu katyate. Nidra for the devotees. So here, what Rup Goswami is trying to say is all these, because see, Vishaka is tired and she's already sleeping. So what emotions she's experiencing? Or, Mother Yashoda, she's, uh, tied up Krishna and she's feeling dizziness and she goes to sleep. But the emotions she's experiencing just before that, just previous to extinguishing of the consciousness, before, in which there is appearance of Krishna. Yuktasya spurti matrena. But without particular pastimes. That is called as Nidra for devotees. But here Nidra happens because of many other factors in this material world. Okay, let's see Jiva Goswami's commentary. Nidra has been described as absence of external consciousness. This is normally the state of consciousness under the influence of mode of ignorance, which is not possible for the highest duties since their consciousness is beyond the modes of nature. Why then do they have this state of Nidra? This verse answers. This state of Nidra is a state of concentration on the Lord found in the highest devotees of Krishna. This is not a material state of sleep. This is a state beyond the three modes. The Garud Puran says, Jagrat Swapna Shushupteshu Yogastasya cha yogina Va Kachin Manaso Vritti Sa Bhavet Achyutashraya. All the states of mind, Ya Kachin Manaso Vritti, waking, Jagrata, sleeping, Shushuptishu, and dreaming, Swapna, of the practicing yogi, yogastasya cha yogina, take shelter of Achyuta. Sa bhavet Achyutashaya. Thus, the state previous to extinguishing external consciousness in which there is a vision of Krishna is called Nidra, not simply extinguishing consciousness. Though it was previously stated that Nidra was Chitta Malinam or extinguishing consciousness, that statement should be modified in the light of the present text. Prabhupada, after hearing Prabhupada's explanation, then we'll further a little bit more discuss about Nidra. It may be questioned why devotees of Krishna should be attached to dizziness, which is usually considered a sign of mode of ignorance. To answer this question, Shri Jiva Goswami has said that the devotees of the Lord are always transcendental to the modes of material nature. When they feel dizziness or go to sleep, they are not considered to be sleeping under the modes of nature, but are accepted as being in trance of devotional service. There is an authoritative statement in the Garud Puran about mystic yogis who are under the direct shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In all the three states of consciousness, namely wakefulness, dreaming, and deep sleep, the devotees are absorbed in the thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, in their complete absorption in thought of Krishna, they do not sleep. Now, I have a question for you because you asked me a lot of questions, so I want to ask. It's my turn now. Based on this statement of Garuda Puran, what are your thoughts about your own sleep? Please share. Feel free to share. Who will raise your hands? Let us see. Who would like to raise their hands? Or I'll have to voluntarily select someone. Anyone would like to share? Chakra Ram Prabhuji, yes.
Hare Krishna, River pranams to all the brothers and sisters. When I undergo the deep depression, I go to sleep for maybe for months. Depression makes me sleep.
No, I think, let me make my question clear. Now, I'll share the slides and again, please hear. Those who are mystic yogis under the direct shelter of Achyutashraya, in all these three states of consciousness, that is Jagrata, dreaming, and deep sleep, the devotees are absorbed in thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, in their complete absorption in thought of Krishna, they do not sleep. So these are devotees of Krishna who are Achyutashraya. They do not sleep. So, according, now hearing this statement, what do you feel about your sleep? I wanted to know. Yes, Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
I don't stay awake because of thinking of Krishna and all that. That much elevated, I am not. I sleep, I mean, as it is, I have very disturbed sleep because of my kids. So I try to, only the 5-6 hours, I try to sleep properly just to recharge. But with thinking of Krishna, I've never stayed without. I hear lectures and kirtan before sleeping.
Okay,
So
okay. Now I will again change my question. There are three states, at least we know. Jagrita is now, we are all Jagrat, we are awake. We know the dream state where we dreams. And we know the deep sleep state where we are in deep sleep. Practically lost consciousness, of both the subtle state and the gross state. Now, my question is, in the Jagrat state, are we absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna? Raise your hands now. Nobody's answering. Why? What happened? Not really. Very good and honest answer. Even for me, it is not really. Now, in the Jagrat state, if you can be absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, this is in our hands. At least we try to do this. That means we are completely Achyutashraya. Now, if you start doing this, then slowly in your dreams also, you'll start having more of dreams of your spiritual master, more of dreams about, this Bhagavatam class I attended, that Bhagavatam class I attended. I went for a yatra in your dream. But mostly devotees, I'm not speaking about everyone, mostly, and maybe I can speak for myself, we get all types of material dreams because of material impressions. Because these impressions we have not deeply reinforced in our consciousness by, always being absorbed in Krishna consciousness. So how do you know you're, absorbed in Jagrata state in thoughts of Krishna? Look into your dreams. What kind of dreams you get? The more they are connected to spirituality, the more then this is, you're doing good in the Jagrat state. And in the Shushupti, if it can happen that you felt that you're sleeping not in your house, you're sleeping in the dham, you know, and when you get up, you're all conscious when you get up that I'm getting up in my house. But when you get up, you feel, oh no, oh, where is this? This is a new place. If you feel I'm here, I thought I was in Vrindavan, I was sleeping in Vrindavan. If you feel like that, then, gradually your thoughts are absorbed more in a deeper state. So this is the point that we have still not taken Achyut Ashraya. All these states of mind, waking, sleeping, and dreaming of a practicing yogi, take shelter of Achyuta. So that is why, if this is the state, then what to speak of those who are in Turiya state? And they are, they are all eternal associates. How they can go into Nidra? When in all these three states, a devotee is completely absorbed in the thought of Krishna. So Nidra, there's no question of Nidra in the mode of Tamagun for. So that's my point, that we have to understand how much we have to work on our Krishna consciousness, that at least in the wakeful state, we are always conscious of Krishna, always conscious of Krishna. Now, Prabhupada gave us a book by which we can always dream about Krishna when we go to sleep. Which is that book? Anyone knows? Raise your hands. Yes, Sri Lalita Mataji.
Krishna book.
Krishna book. No, do you read that to your children every day night?
No, Prabhu.
So you do that for the children to make them Krishna consciousness. They will make you Krishna consciousness, so that the dreams also. Prabhupada said, if you every day read Krishna book, then you'll all get spiritual dreams. So at least in the night before going to sleep in Tamaguna, to counteract that, the most powerful weapon is there. That is the Krishna book. So we need to work on it, because we are still not Achyutashraya. That's the point. We're not Achyutashraya. Okay, let's now a little more. Now it is the next Vyabhicari Bhav, that is Shupti. Supti. And I think it is connected to this already previously. So I would not like to take this because time is up. The last is Bodha 33. Supti and Bodha. Supti and Bodha will do tomorrow and further continue the discussion, which will be quite interesting after this 33 Vyabhicari Bhavs are discussed. We'll take it up tomorrow. Now, any questions you have up till now, what we have discussed? Any questions, any clarifications? Okay, so we'll stop here. Shri Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rup Goswami Pad ki Jai. Hare Krishna.